What's up, guys? It's Jonathan. Thank you for coming back. Hope you enjoyed the last two videos that I put out, reaction videos. So we got number 3 coming up now. We're going to be doing Crawling King Chaos from Cradle of Filth. It's their first new video from their upcoming album. I don't remember the name right now, but it sounds cool. The art is cool. It's all very red. I've seen the video once before, and I remember 3 things. I remember 3 things. 1, it's in drop C, and I probably won't be able to play it very well until I spend a lot of time learning it. 2, it's super red, like so much red. And 3, there's like a super dead Darth Sidious in there. So anyway, I figured I'll try a different format. I have like a TV wall mounted up here, so sorry if it's a bit Brady Bunchy. I'm going to shrink myself down right about here. Alright, Crawling King Chaos. Let's have a go. Darth Sidious. I'm curious whether or not that's Annabelle doing those female vocals there in the beginning. I like Danny with the red and black. Kind of glad the other guys are not following suit. Except Annabelle with her awesome hair. She is so cool. I love Annabelle. What's really cool about this riff that it changed to is it's kind of a cool mixture of old like Dusk in Her Embrace style tremolo picking guitar, as well as a new mixture of like what Paul Allender would write in like the Godspeed Under Devil's Thunder, or not going to mention Manticore and Other Horrors because I hate that album, but later Paul Allender riffs when he was in the band before he left. Got Darth Sidious reaching out. I like that riff a lot. Hey. So that vocal slicer thing, I hadn't heard that effect on Denny's vocals since, I want to say, the Damnation in a Day album. I heard it on the guitar in that album and like Hurt and Virtue. I can't remember what other songs. I just remember definitely Hurt and Virtue. Maybe they also used it on his vocals in that song too. Let me know. Martha says hair growing out. That's a cool thing. It's at first I think it was like him being bald and oh gosh, what's his name? I can't remember the bald guitarist's name. Sorry. I know he's Czech and I know he's really cool and I like his solos best. But anyway, if you think about like Dimmu Borgir, around whatever album the most recent one came out, you have bald Silenos, bald Galder, and I want to say there's another bald member. I don't remember who the drummer is. I just remember it used to be a Hellhammer. That was when I listened to them most, like the Insorte Diaboli days. I don't know. I digress. I went way off tangent. Annabelle. Ooh, that's old school. That makes me think of like Principle of Evil Made Flesh days. I think it was a Mist in Midnight Skies.
This is church now. A seismic paradigm shift to chaos.
if they were still on good terms, which I don't know whether or not they are, but it would have been a really fun cameo if that was Nick Barker up on that cross. It just would have been awesome just to see him again. Some kind of participation. It's kind of weird seeing him migrate from Cradle to Dima Borgir and then to Leaves Eyes. Or maybe it was Godseed and then Leaves Eyes. One of the two. But when he joined Leaves Eyes, I was like, with the way that he plays, wouldn't he just get super bored doing that? I don't know. There's some interviews with him on YouTube, and they're really fun to watch. Annabelle, I can't promote her enough. I love the vibe that she's adding. If you watch their live stream concert from a few months back, this is 2021 if you're watching this in the future, she brings a whole new energy to the band, you know? The players are either in their 40s or quite late 30s, and she had a live Instagram video where people were guessing her age. I guess 26. I don't know how accurate I am or not. I don't think it matters, but what matters is seeing that live stream show and her animation while she was performing and just the energy. I feel like she reinvigorated everybody with like a fresh energy. Not saying that Lindsay was bad, Lindsay Schoolcraft, or any previous keyboardist was bad necessarily. I really enjoyed when they had Rosie in the band when they toured for Thornography. But Annabelle, just awesome. And she does vocal stuff. She does growls too. Check her stuff out. Maybe if I remember, I'll stick a link in the description. That's really cool. That previous riff at that tempo is like a new flavor for me. If they did it slower, I'd say that also takes me back to like Principal days or the Vampire days. But I love this. That actually gives me Dimo Borgir vibes. Song from Sorte Diaboli. The vocals here kind of remind me of, I want to say Honey and Sulphur. I think the Godspeed album. Oh, that shot right there was so good. Nice. Alright, I need to make myself big again. Whoa! Okay, so, I love the song. I love the imagery in there. Existence is Futile, that's the name of that album. I'm buying that ASAP. I got VIP tickets and a concert ticket for their show in Anaheim in October. I think it's October, yeah. And that I'm also seeing them 2 days later in Los Angeles because they're going to be performing my favorite album of theirs, Cruelty and the Beast, in its entirety. I know they did that a few years back when they toured the U.S., but they didn't hit California, if I recall right. I was so disappointed because my favorite Cradle of Filth song ever is Bathory Aria, and Cruelty and the Beast is my favorite album of theirs. So I'm super stoked to see them. Especially, with the charisma of Annabelle, seeing Richard up there, and I can't believe I'm not remembering his name. I'm sorry. Anyway, I digress. One thing I have an increasing concern over with the keyboard work in Cradle of Filth music is on the album it sounds really cool. They do a lot of layering sometimes. But in this riff where it kind of, not the chorus riff, but one of the last riffs in the song, it repeats in other places, you just hear kind of plucks on a harpsichord patch. And I've just seen over the years the keyboardists doing less and less on stage. I even saw that in the live stream concert. And part of that is because due to like the freight fees when they go on tour and whatnot, the size of the keyboard is limited to a 76 key setup versus a full 88 key full range piano type of thing. If I remember right, the first time I saw Cradle of Filth was on Thanksgiving, US Thanksgiving, 2004. At that time, they were touring for the Amphetamine album, and Martin Powell was their keyboardist, and he had, I want to say it was one full-size keyboard. I think it was a Korg something, maybe a Triton, something to that effect. And not saying he did anything virtuosic in his playing, but you'd hear the full low-range stuff, you'd hear the full high-range stuff. And there are some things during their current sets with their newer keyboardists, like starting with, I want to say, Carolyn? I think her name was Carolyn. Things were limited, and especially in the song Nymphetamine. There's a twinkling keyboard patch that you hear. In the original recording, it's a high octave, and it's very twinkly, and you hear that. I heard that when they toured and I saw them for the first time with Martin Powell because that was a patch on his keyboard that they recorded with, but also because his keyboard allowed him to play in that high register. Now, if you listen to it from the past like 10 years or so, it's in a lower octave, and it doesn't sound as, not mythical, but it just doesn't sound right to me because it's a lower note and it doesn't have that kind of texture to it in the lower range. And during her live Instagram thing, I asked Annabelle what she would prefer, and she like 76 key versus 88 key, and her answer was 88 key. It's just because of what they have to pay for the freight on an airplane and whatnot. They need to save money where they can, so they have to tour with a smaller keyboard setup. So it sucks. It sucks to see that. And I want to say even for bands like Dimmu Borgir, they're more limited to keyboard size or the amount of keyboards, whereas back in the 90s, if you look at the Nottingham Rock City concert from 2000, I think, right when Midian came out, Martin Powell was there and he had a dual keyboard setup. And nowadays that's kind of like unrealistic unless you're a band like Nightwish where you're bringing in all the bucks. So it's concerning to me, and it doesn't worry me necessarily, but I kind of want the keyboardist to have a good time and not be stuck in this narrow register. So, that's just something I felt I wanted to talk about. And nonetheless, I can't wait to see them again. Their concerts are very loud, so I definitely have to bring hearing protection. When I saw them for that first show, I didn't bring earplugs or anything. I was 17, but my ears rang for 2 days straight, so I know I got some hearing damage from that. But it was an epic show. So good. Danny was so drunk, he was falling over the stage. At one point, he fell right into the headstock of Paul Allender's guitar. And thankfully, Paul was aware of it, because he just kind of went with the impact. Nothing broke or anything, but maybe Danny's costume, because he just tanked. There's a really funny video, if you type in Danny Filth goth dancing, it's from that same show where he just kind of goes on this kind of weird dance during the Promise of Fever, and kind of makes me think of the cybergoth dance where they're dancing to like the Thomas the Train theme song. Anyway, all that stuff's worth checking out. I can't wait to get this album, Existence is Futile. please check out Cradle's stuff, their page, their videos. They have really great older music videos too. Check out Annabelle. I'm going to plug her. I'm not going to forget. I'm going to plug Annabelle because I can't wait to see her and talk to her during the VIP meet and greet. Hell yes. And yeah, that's it for this video. I got to push out a bass video now. I know some of you guys are not at all excited to see that, but those are for teaching future bassists for that band how to play the riffs. So anyway, I'm off to go do that now. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you soon.